A lot of buzz about our next guest. Even if you're not from Georgia, you know her. Georgia Republican and member of the House Oversight and Homeland Security Committees, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene joins me. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too, Greta.
Okay, this is your first trip to the show, so I hope you come back often. But let me start with, there's all this buzz circling about your political future.
I heard the same thing, surprisingly, yesterday. So I don't think there's a lot going on in D.C., so the gossip, tends to brew.
Do you have your eyes at all? I mean, you've got a very, as we talked before when you sat down, you've got a solid race next time. I mean, you don't have to worry much race in 26. But do you have career aspirations beyond that?
Everyone's been asking me that. I guess they are questioning since I went on Bill Maher's show and went on The View. But the job I'm trying to do is the job that I have right now.
Well, you've been bucking the party a little bit. I mean, you're not walking lockstep with the rest of the party.
Actually, I ran for Congress in 2020 complaining about Republicans just as much as I complained about Democrats. And that's something that people don't know up here in D.C., but my district knows very well. I've complained that both parties, no matter who's in charge, have ran us into now $38 trillion in debt. It's Washington, D.C. that always fails the American people and never really delivers for what I call the forgotten men and women. And that's mainly what my district is made up of.
Well, what can you do, though?
I think that we need to focus on domestic policy. And, I think it's the right thing to do to talk about. Under the Biden administration in 2022, inflation went to 9%, extremely high.
Is that because he was trying to, I mean, I'm not saying that it was a good idea or bad idea, but sort of flood the zone after COVID because a lot of people were out of work and we had to help people, the stimulus? Is that why we went to 9%?
Well, Congress did. Congress flooded the entire country with money because the government shut everyone down. I'm also very opposed to all those shutdowns. However, so that drove inflation, drove cost of living, and Americans are still suffering. The Trump administration is doing a really good job right now keeping inflation at 2.5%. However, there has been no Republican plan on health insurance, and that is the crisis that's happening right now.
Okay, you get hit a lot with being anti-Semitic. What's the answer to that? Because I know, you made a crack a number of years ago, and I think it's been pinned to you for a long time.
And it's not true. Anybody can fact check it. Even The View fact checked it, and they said it wasn't true. Bill Maher fact checked it, and he said it wasn't true. So I don't know why people keep bringing it up.
Why do things stick to people?
Because when the media creates headlines and they spread them all over the place and it gets spread all over social media and people on television say it over and over again, those lies stick to you. And for years I've been saying I never said anything like that. I'm not anti-Semitic. I don't hate anyone, but I am critical of the government of Israel. And I've said over and over, I think October 7th was horrible, but I equally think that killing innocent people in Gaza, especially children, starving children or killing children, I think that's bad too. And I think as an American, I definitely have the right to criticize any government, my own, especially my own, but any foreign country's government.
What would you have, as long as you brought that up, what would you have done differently? I mean, because I don't know if you've had a chance to see that 47-minute tape, that slaughter, and there's Hamas there. They haven't given up their weapons. They haven't done anything. They're still shooting at the IDF. What would you have done differently if you're Netanyahu?
Well, I'm very anti-war, so I'm not going to tell Israel what they should or shouldn't do. But I will talk about what America should do. For example, I don't think Americans' tax dollars should fund any of the foreign wars. I think that we need to focus on our problems right here at home because the people I talk to every day back home in my district, they're really upset that the cost of living, it just keeps on increasing. No one in Washington, D.C. cares to fix anything. Health insurance premiums are about to skyrocket starting January 1st. I'm against Obamacare. It hurt my own family's ability to pay for health insurance. But I want my party to come up with a plan to fix it. Those are the problems that we should focus on.
Would you, okay, I mean, as long as we're on a little bit on the international, Russia invading Ukraine, should we just stay out of it, or should we worry that Putin is just beginning his encroachment? He's moving on and on and on, like we saw in World War II.
Well, I never voted to fund any of the money going to Ukraine. I was one of the Republicans that said, no, I won't send American tax dollars over there. And I am I am positive that every single week you could come up with another foreign country's bad guy and tell Americans, here's why we need to send our money and our military and our bombs, and this is why we have to attack these bad guys. But guess what? That never helps Americans. And we've had decades of wars in the Middle East, and we've got veterans suffering with PTSD. Suicide remains high, around 22 a day, and that never goes away. And we just have people that are either physically broken or they're mentally broken. But again, I'll say this doesn't help Americans, and it doesn't help my children's future. My kids are 22, 26, and 28, and that generation is really suffering.
Well, they're never even going to be able to buy homes. I mean, anyone under the age of 35 is never going to be able to own a home.
Yeah.
I mean, as it appears now.
And it is a crisis. And it's a tough thing to say. I mean, I have compassion for the world, and I wish everyone the best. I think America needs good trade policies with foreign countries, but I'm very serious when I say our problems are growing so big that if we don't focus on them and get the smartest and brightest people, all the leaders in Washington, D.C., to work hard to solve these problems, that generation, my kids' generation, not only will they not be able to afford a home, their problems are going to be far worse.
What do you think of the mayor of New York, mayor-elect?
I tell you what, he ran a very populist campaign, but it's shocking to see New York City elect someone that we call a communist.
Are you friends with Congressman AOC?
No, I'm not friends with her.
You don't know what I mean? Because, I mean, I would sort of expect it because you're both sort of, outspoken. And I would sort of, oddly enough, I would have thought that you might be friends, even though you think about things differently.
We're very different.
Yeah, indeed you are.
Yes, we're very, very different. No, we're not friends, so I don't know her at all.
Anyway, Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene, thank you. Hope you come back.
Thank you, Greta.
Thank you. People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.